Sometimes, I find myself troubled thinking about Buddha's struggles. I often wonder, if only everyone had the strength and character of Yashodhara. The real story of Buddha isn't widely known, but the famous poet Maithili Sharan Gupta wrote it beautifully in his book Yashodhara. From childhood, Siddhartha, Buddha, was different, somewhat detached and contemplative. His horoscope even worried his parents, Yashodhara and Maya, about his future. To keep him comfortable and attached to worldly life, they built him a magnificent palace and gave him every luxury. As Siddhartha grew, he was married to Yashodhara, considered the most beautiful woman of that time. Her father tested Siddhartha rigorously, and only when he passed all the tests did the marriage take place. They had a son named Rahul. Despite the love and comfort, Siddhartha's sense of detachment grew stronger. Around the age of 29, he saw old age, sickness, and death for the first time. He realized that life was transient and that he needed to seek deeper truth and enlightenment. Though he loved his wife and son dearly, an inner calling urged him to leave the palace and search for wisdom. Perhaps he spoke to his father about his desire to leave, and his father must have tried to persuade him to stay. Yashodhara may have also expressed her worries. But historical texts don't mention these conversations explicitly. One night, Siddhartha quietly left, leaving behind his sleeping wife and son. This event is known in Buddhist tradition as Mahabhinishkraman, the Great Renunciation. Maithili Sharan Gupta presents this from Yashodhara's perspective. She was deeply distressed, not because Buddha left, but because he left without informing her. She struggled with feelings of betrayal, wondering if she could have stopped him. In her heart, however, she felt pride. He had left to attain enlightenment, a noble pursuit. Siddhartha wandered for 6 years, practicing severe austerities, until he finally attained enlightenment under the Bodhi tree. News of his awakening spread. His 5 disciples, who had left him during his difficult times, were the first to receive his teachings at Sarnath, the famous Dhammacakra-pravartana, the turning of the wheel of Dharma. Yashodhara, Buddha's father, sent messengers to bring him home, knowing he had changed the world. One childhood friend also approached him, requesting him to honor his parents. Buddha agreed, saying he would visit. Upon returning to Kapilavastu, Buddha stayed at a guest house. The news of his presence spread quickly. He announced that he had returned, not as the prince, but as Buddha. Early the next morning, he began his alms rounds, living according to the ascetic discipline he had embraced. His father, seeing him, was initially distressed but accepted his son's choices. However, Yashodhara did not come immediately. She insisted that if Buddha truly wanted to meet her, he must come to her. She had maintained her self-respect and independence. Eventually, Buddha met her, not with words of apology, but with the trust and bond they shared. Yashodhara, a remarkable woman, handed over their son Rahul to him. She let go of her pain, pride, and ego, understanding the greatness of his mission. Her act was one of profound trust and wisdom. She realized that Buddha was serving a higher purpose, and her support lay in letting him pursue it freely. She found peace, taking pride in her husband's path, and gracefully stepped back, allowing him to fulfill his destiny. This story highlights not only Buddha's journey of enlightenment but also Yashodhara's extraordinary strength, patience, and wisdom. It is a timeless lesson on love, trust, sacrifice, and understanding the higher purpose of life.